Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the biggest comment sport. And still, I say the things on here that nobody dares say. Others want to say it, and they might say it to the bird in bed at night or the pals down at pub on the quiet, but they won't come on the socials and say it. Right, here we go. It's been an interesting few days. Very, very interesting. I suppose the constructive criticism that I put out about Yui and his father Peter didn't go down too well. Who cares? We've got to tell it as we see it. We can't be hanging out back at people. All right, we've got to tell it straight. Right, here we go. Let's get this off because it's a bit warm today, isn't it? A bit warm. Right, is Tony Bellew a company man or a hypocrite or just a plain old matchroom kiss ass? I don't know. I see him on Talksport. Nice to get that 500 quid fee in it, Tony, for a chat. Hey? Big in your mate Eddie Hills up and Crusher Ben and getting paid for it. You can't beat it, can you? Hey? Unbelievable. Right, here we go. Conor Ben, no area level belt. No English belt, no Commonwealth, no European, and no world title. English, British, European, world title. No belts from the six levels, as I call it. None. He's got two drug tests that he's failed, and he hasn't explained it. So, no belts, not won anything, two dope tests. Hmm. Interesting, that, isn't it? Tony Bellew says, and I quote, all drug cheats should be banned for life. Tony's words. Tony's words. They should be stoned in the streets. His words, not mine, his. Do you know what I mean? People come out and they say things, don't they? And maybe they forget the camera's rolling. Oh, yeah. You know, especially people who start coming out with fantasy island stories, and we know we're on about there, don't we? But so Tony hates drug cheats. So he's not a fan of Eubank Jr. at all. He's not a fan, but he's in love with Crusher Ben. So he's not a fan of a fighter that's tested clean, negative drug tests all the way through his career. He had a lot more fights than Crusher Ben. So we've got a guy here in his mid-30s who's been clean his whole career. And then we've got Crusher Ben. Tony's a fan of him because he knows him. And he's a dirty fighter, isn't he? He's not explained anything. I'm cleared to fight, yeah, but you didn't explain how it got in your system. You threw enough mud and money at the problem. Eventually, some of the mud stuck, didn't it? And people, we got bored of it, didn't we? In the end, do you know what I mean? Do you know it's 3 years now since Crusher Ben last fought as a welterweight? 3 years. He's been a light middleweight since then. Light middle. And Eubank's not fought at super middle for 5 years. He's been a middle. So Tony, technically, Crusher Ben's moving up one weight. Now, when Hearns, Leonard, and Duran were moving up weights, nobody made a big issue of it like they are with this. He's a welterweight going in with super middle. No, it's a light middle going in with a middle. So stop with the hype. Another thing I want you to stop saying, Tony, because if people with enough platforms, see what it is with social media, with these boxing people, boxers, trainers, managers, promoters, if they've got the platform, they can say and do what they want, can't they? Or if their social standing is higher than the next man. I mean, Just because they've got a high following on social media, does it mean that they're honest? Does it? Fuck. As I found out last few weeks, you don't just because you've got a following, it don't mean you're honest. No, no, no. You can drown people out, but no. So Tony Bellew keeps repeating the Frank Smith, Spotty Frank Smith, and in the blue corner from Billy Ricky, the 7-0 Iceman, 5 by way off, Eddie Hills, Hills. They keep repeating the same old story, don't they? 135,000 people were waiting for a ticket. No, they weren't. They've only sold half at tickets, right? And when I looked, there were 19 in a queue. There were none of this 135,000. Oh my God! Where are they coming from with that nonsense? Absolutely nonsense. Tony goes on to say, very dangerous about the egg. Look, we're talking about an egg here, a raw egg. Fighters get punched in the head with the equivalent of a £30 mallet to their heads. So you hitting somebody with a raw egg in the face, not a fist, a raw egg, like a slap, a raw egg, and it's dangerous. But he can support a guy that's been getting in ring juiced out in his mind, knocking people out because since he's moved up to light middleweight, he's not had a stoppage, has he, in them two fights in America? Not had a stoppage. Where's the power? You know, Eddie were talking about him being the new Aaron Pryor, wasn't he? Aaron Pryor. Oh my God. I bet Aaron Pryor was turning in his grave listening to that. Eh? You know what I mean? But Tony Bellew, the man that wanted life bans. Life bans. You just could not make this up, could you? Absolutely could not make this up. But hey ho, you know, we have to tell it straight on here, don't we? We have to tell it straight. That's what we do. Oh, so that's about it, really. Who do I think wins the fight? I think Eubank wins the fight. I think he knocks Crusher Ben out. I think he bashes him up, beats him up. You know, a good big and beats a good little one, but there's not that much difference in them really in weight, as I've just said there. They're both going to be weighing the same on the scales the day before, the same weight. If you want to go on about who's the bigger man and that, well, Eubank's 5 year middleweight and other one's a 3 year light middle. So it's only one weight is stepping up, as I've said. It's a boring story like that, a crap story, isn't it, really? But I've got Eubank to win, and I hope Eubank wins, you know, because I've got no time for drug cheats. You know what I mean? I've no time for these trainers as well. We fighters that have been doping on their watch and still putting themselves out as these messiahs and men with a word of oak. You've got to laugh, haven't you? Yeah, you've got to laugh. I do agree with Tony Bellew on one thing though. Joe Joyce, he's got to retire now. He's 40 in a couple of months. I more or less thought he would dig in Frank Warren out, aka Bricktop, old Dinted. He was digging him out, so there's no love lost there. I see Bricktop getting Bellew removed off DAZN soon, but there's no love lost there at all. And to be honest with you, Tony strikes me as a pretty staunch guy. I don't see him crawling to Bricktop. But I see other people in boxing, they fall out with people and they crawl back on their hands and knees, don't they? I'm doing the best of my fighter. Yeah, well, I'm doing the best of my channel. There you go. So it is what it is, isn't it? So, but Joe Joyce, yeah, he should be really, really, he should really be retired. That's my opinion. So, okie dokie. That's about it, really. I'm off now. What time are we on here? 10 to 9. I'm off back up north. I've got dentist today. Bit of a scale and polish at Wickersley. Ibby used to be a cruiserweight, didn't he? So he's a dentist at Rotherham. Got to keep the old teeth looking clean. What do you think? Well, you know, everybody's got an opinion on my teeth, haven't they? I look at it like this. Brush your teeth or go get them done. All right? Stop being jealous. Okie dokie. So, thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. I've got Terry Chappendama on tomorrow, Saturday. in a 90-minute special. Oh yeah, I've got everybody's attention now, haven't I? 90-minute special tomorrow. That's going to blow the fucking lid off boxing, and I think these things needed to be said. Yeah, I might even play a few WhatsApp messages, voice texts, just to back my story up. We'll see, eh? We'll see. I'm going to sleep on that one. So we have to be honest with ourselves, don't we, in the sport of boxing, because it's full of liars, vagabonds, and charlatans, isn't it? And people just blagging it and winging it. And it's me pal, it's me pal, it's a pal of mine. Well, they're not my fucking pals. Well, peace out. James, Kent, Jerry should be coming on. Ryan's coming on again. I think Kent's got his new iPad or he's getting one this weekend. Uh, that's it. Cameron, give me a ring. We need to shake a few things up. Uh, Channel change a few faces on website and whatnot. Put some new ones on. So it's all good stuff. I think we've got Lee coming on. Lee Downs, Gareth Jones, they're going to make their debut. Cyborg Boxing, but you're at bottom at Q, mate. You're a troll, so you won't be coming on. So, all right, I ain't got time for people that are going to abuse me every single day and in emails. So, no, you won't be coming on Porky's Corner. You're not required. All right, pop, pop, bang. Go on, peace out.